Time to reorganize. Leaders reorganize or change their organizational structure for lots of reasons, most of them wrong reasons. Let's tick them off. Time. We haven't had a reorg in a while. Let's shake things up. People. We have a chance to attract a great new leader. Let's reorganize to give her the size role she wants. Costs. We need a flatter organization with less fat. Let's reorganize. And the worst one, error. We've made a lot of bonehead errors. You know what? If we reorganize, we might be able to cover our tracks. Now maybe you chuckled at some of these, or maybe you had a little clench in your sphincter because you've done one of them. You're not the only one. We can all think of reorgs in our careers that were triggered by just one of these reasons, or many of them. And yet, there's actually only one good reason to restructure an organization. And the reason springs from the fact that organizational structure is simply a tool to implement strategy. It's not an org chart. It's not a listing of who's important or who gets paid more, or even primarily who reports to whom. It simply is one of many tools, one of many levers that leaders can pull to implement strategy. So the only good reason to change a structure is that you have a change in strategy. To put it another way, every significant change in your strategy should require some change in structure. Why? Because it's a demonstration of Einstein's theory of insanity to think that an old structure is the right one to implement a new strategy. In other words, it's a form of doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So your structure should follow your strategy. If you have a strategy to focus more on customer retention, and you just add that goal to a sales organization that's focused mainly on new sales, and you don't change the structure or process of the sales organization, don't be surprised if customer retention doesn't go up. You might have changed a goal, but you haven't changed your organization to support your new strategy. As a matter of fact, I should be able to tell your strategy by looking at your organization chart. I'm not kidding. But that's an example for a later video. So the next question is, what's the best way to restructure the organization to support this new strategy? Now, most leaders restructure by sitting in a dark office, or ask their HR head to join them, and start drawing org charts. Wrong. If you've seen my video on decision making, you know that really important decisions that need buy-in of many key people to implement, like reorganization, should not be made alone, or with just your HR head. You can and should restructure your organization with your leadership team. Did you develop this new strategy with just your strategy head? No. You involved your whole team. Same here. You're probably saying, oh, wait a minute, you can't get leadership into a room and ask them to change their own roles. Well, you're right. You probably can't without some facilitation help, but this isn't a commercial. But if you have a process to translate strategy into structure, you can have a great conversation about roles, by which I mean hats, are needed, without wading into the minefield of who gets what role, which is heads. The benefit of structuring as a team is that everyone understands the new structure, has a hand in creating it, and implements it faster. So you can reorganize for any number of reasons, many of them wrong, or you can do it for the right reason and in the best way. Or not. I'm only talking out loud.